The state health department just released their report for today. They say 57 more people have died of COVID-19 in Indiana, and 481 more Hoosiers are confirmed to have the virus, which adds to the more than 28,000 who've had or have the coronavirus. So far, more than 1,600 people have died here in Indiana. And testing sites set up across the state mean more people are getting tested. In fact, more than 189,000 Hoosiers have been tested so far. Now, President Trump says he is taking hydroxychloroquine, even though the drug hasn't been proven yet to fight COVID-19. The president said he's taking a daily dose of the anti-malaria drug to protect against COVID-19. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi weighed in on the president's move.
Are you pleased with how?
He's our president, and I would rather he not be taking something that has not been approved by the scientists, especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese.
Well, the FDA has warned against the drug's use for COVID-19 outside of a hospital setting due to a risk of serious heart problems and in some cases even death. And multiple large studies in recent weeks have found no benefit from the drug in fighting the virus. Well, plans are underway for the next phase of a clinical trial, though, for a coronavirus vaccine that's having some promising results and has excited the stock market. As NBC's Gabe Gutierrez tells us, the American biotech company behind it now says a vaccine could be federally approved for consumers by December.
This morning, optimism is running high after the most encouraging results yet from a coronavirus clinical trial.
They are a really strong signal that this vaccine's on the right path.
The president of Moderna, a Massachusetts biotech company, says all 45 of the patients who took an experimental vaccine are safe. Preliminary data for 8 of those patients indicates they developed antibodies that neutralize the virus, potentially providing some level of immunity. Also, a study involving mice showed the experimental vaccine stopped the virus from replicating in their lungs. Jennifer Haller, the 44-year-old mother of 2 from Seattle, was the first person to get the vaccine in March.
It's a bright light for everybody in this country and across the world that we're seeing success here.
29-year-old Ian Chaden was another volunteer.
So there's some things to be hopeful about, but there's still a lot of patience that's going to be needed here.
Public health experts have been saying that any vaccine is at least 12 to 18 months away, but Moderna's timeline is even more ambitious.
We hope, if everything goes to plan, that we could have a vaccine by early next year or even by the end of this year.
There is some skepticism. Some health experts say they want to see more patient data and detailed findings than Moderna has offered. But the news was enough for the financial sector.
A massive rally on Wall Street today.
Stocks soared more than 900 points, the market's largest gain in more than a month. Moderna is now planning the next larger phase of its clinical trial in July. One hurdle, recruiting the number of test subjects needed.
What could be the biggest roadblock going forward?
The challenge is we're chasing an epidemic, a pandemic, and executing a study in that environment and being able to accrue those cases so that you can show that statistical benefit will take some time.
This is just one of dozens of companies around the world in the race for that vaccine. But right now, it appears to be at the head of the pack. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, New York.
We're getting a different look at how different universities across the state are planning to reopen this fall. The University of Notre Dame will welcome all students back in the fall, but will have heavy testing and contact tracing efforts across their campus. The university also plans to offer in-person and remote classes to reach students who may be quarantined. And Notre Dame plans to get rid of fall break and end the semester before Thanksgiving. Taylor University also plans to welcome all of its students back to campus for the start of fall semester in August, but is prepared to switch back to online learning if necessary.